The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Typhoon Kiko has weakened slightly and is now moving over the coastal waters of Itbayat, Batanes. It packs maximum sustained winds of 195 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 240 kilometers per hour. It moves north-northwestward at 15 kilometers per hour and is expected to exit the Philippine area of responsibility this evening or early Sunday morning. Storm signal number 4 is still raised over Itbayat or the northern portion of Batanes. The rest of Batanes Island is placed under signal number 3. Signal number 2, meanwhile, is raised over the northern portion of Babuyan Islands. And signal number 1 remains hoisted over the rest of Babuyan Islands, as well as in some parts of Cagayan and Ilocos Norte. Two tropical cyclones, Julina and Kiko, hit parts of Visayas within the same week. Now, how many were affected and how much damage was incurred? And DRRMC spokesperson, Mr. Mark Timbal, is joining us to answer those questions and to tell us more. Sir Mark, good afternoon.
Hi, Ma'am Riza. Good afternoon. And to our fellow viewers, good afternoon as well.
Mr. Timbal, how many individuals and families were affected by the onslaught of Typhoon Julina and Kiko, and how many were displaced and also have been evacuated?
Yes. The report for Julina, let me draw the document first. For Typhoon, for Julina, we have a total of 140,444 people were affected in Region 3, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Region 5, 6, 8, 12, and the NCR. The peak number of evacuees that we were able to register amounted to 19,778 individuals across 412 evacuation centers. We have received a report of casualties, Ms. Riza, for Julina. As of this moment, we have confirmed 1 fatality, 16 injuries, and 7 missing persons. But we also received an additional report of 14 dead, 4 injured, and 3 missing persons. And this data is still being validated by our counterparts from the ground. So far, the total reported casualties amounts to 15 fatalities, 20 injured, and 10 missing persons. One notable feature here is that our missing countrymen here are all fishermen, which were caught up in the tempest while in the high seas. In the computation of damages, yes, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yes. In the computation of damages, we have received a report from our counterparts that the damage to agriculture has already amounted to 190,911,000 pesos, and that's the total for damaged crops, livestock and poultry, fisheries, and agricultural equipment. While for the infrastructure, we were able to receive a report that we have sustained 30 million pesos worth of damages. This includes facilities of government, bridges, and roads. We also received information of 6,575 houses that were damaged by Julina. Notable in this report is, out of that count, 4,903 houses were damaged in Region 8. If you can remember, Region 8, Eastern Visayas, was were the provinces that first faced the brunt of Typhoon Julina at that time. But we are expecting that the people have been evacuated would have gone home already, since weather is generally improving, but although we're still encountering some scattered rain showers due to our monsoon. Yes, Ms. Riza.
Sir Mark, due to Typhoon Kiko, who is still at Philippine area of responsibility, are there areas still that has perhaps no power supply or water supply?
We received information that Calayan Island in Cagayan province doesn't have any power as of this point. It's possible that, aside from the fact that the storm was strong enough to topple electric posts, the local power cooperative may have shut down power for the time being as a precautionary measure. We also received reports that Region 2 have preemptively evacuated 120 families in view of Typhoon Kiko's arrival. And so far, Cagayan and Isabela have reported evacuation activities that had been done in their areas of jurisdiction. In my conversation with our counterparts in the Disaster Council based in Tuguegarao, the Disaster Council that handles Region 2, they have received information that when the landfall happened in Ivana and in Sabtang in Batanes, a lot of houses sustained damage in the sense that roofs were flown because of the strong winds, and some lampposts and electric posts were toppled because of the strong winds. So far, we haven't received any report of major untoward incidents except that particular description, and we have not received any report of casualties as of now. We haven't received a new update coming from our Batanes counterpart as of this moment. But in the last report sent by PNP Batanes to our Regional Disaster Council, so far there's still no untoward incident, and that was at lunchtime today, Ms. Rita.
Mm-hmm. Sir Mark, a final question. Has the government provided assistance to affected families?
Our preparations started way ahead, and that included the prepositioning of relief items to augment the supplies of the local government. So far, at this point in time, the relief items that are being used and given to the evacuated population are from the stockpiles of the local government. Our national stockpiles remain intact and are ready for deployment in case the LGUs would require augmentation. So we have provided for the logistical support that would facilitate the speedy transfer of those items. But the search and rescue teams, the road clearing operations, additional manpower are already on standby to provide support in case that is needed.
Sir Mark, thank you for sharing with us all those information, and stay safe. That's NDRRMC spokesperson, Mr. Mark Timbal. Meanwhile, the Commission on Election is now ramping up efforts to have more people registered for the 2022 polls. Let's get more details on this. We have JC Cosico this time reporting to us via the phone. JC, can you give us the latest again on this initiative by the COMELEC? All right, we'll circle in back to that conversation with JC. In the meantime, meanwhile, with the deadline for the voter registration now fast approaching, many Filipinos are rushing to COMELEC offices to take part in the 2022 elections. Now, for those who have not yet registered, one app can help you reach the nearest COMELEC office more easily. Gerald de la Peña has the details.
Many people lined up in this COMELEC office along Misami Street, Quezon City to register for the 2022 polls. But to their surprise, the office was closed for disinfection. Some also found out that the office follows a registration schedule which depends on which district an individual comes from.
District 1 lang po muna daw ngayon. Bukas daw po yung District 2, 5 and 6 sa Fairview Terraces.
Opo.
Kaya doon po kami pumunta bukas.
Nainis ako, pamasahe mahal. Sayang yun. Aksaya sa oras.
But for those still looking to register for the upcoming polls, the listing has also begun in malls. And to help individuals on where and how they can go to these COMELEC offices, the group behind the app Sakay.PH made Arturo the voter's guide to registration.
Ang daming barriers sa pag-register, especially 2021, no? May mga lockdowns, may mga dami-dami nating problema sa COVID ngayon. Pero alam din naman namin na yung isang malaking problema ng mga tao, teka, saan ako magre-register? Hindi ko alam yung proseso, no? And alam naman namin to kasi tinitingnan namin yung Twitter, pinapakinggan namin yung users namin. Ang daming kulang sa information.
The feature of this app is easy to use. All you have to do is just click Register for 2022 and type the city where you live. This will show nearby COMELEC offices where you can easily go to. It will also show how to go there and how much the fare will be. The developers admitted that creating this feature was not easy.
Effort po siya talaga. We have a dedicated team who are really looking at news every day. Double check namin lahat ng nasa Twitter, nasa Facebook, nasa official government sites. Ano yung bago, ano yung hindi pwede daanan, bagong ruta, rutang nagsara, ruta na pwede sa frontliner. Ninote po namin yung lahat.
The COMELEC is hoping that the number of voters will reach 61 million before the deadline at the end of the month. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, We Are One News.
The Commission on Elections is now ramping up efforts to have more people registered for the 2022 polls. Again, for details, let's circle back into JC Kosico, who is reporting to us on the line. JC, can you give us the latest?
Riza, the COMELEC held a national synchronized mall voter registration day today. Long queues of applicants were already present at a mall in Ermita, Manila as early as 6 a.m. They said they want their voices to be heard. That's why they want to practice their right to vote. COMELEC said malls are the ideal registration sites where minimum health protocols can be observed, as these are spacious. The poll body is expecting around 25,000 mall registrants daily. So far, new registrants for the 2022 polls have already reached 5 million, while total voters have reached 62 million, 3 million higher compared to their 59 million target. COMELEC spokesperson James Sinas maintained that deadline extension is unlikely for now. Change in schedules, however, is expected given that Metro Manila's quarantine restrictions will be eased to GCQ starting September 16th. Riza voter reg is also ongoing in other NCR malls, while walk-ins are allowed in some but cited, but to a limited number only. Back to you.
Thank you for that update. That's again JC Kosico. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.